Good day, children. Hope you all are fine. Today, let us go on with Unit 6 Supplementary. The Little Hero of Holland. Children, this story, children, very interesting story, children. For sure, you will love it. Okay, now let us go on with the lesson, children. This is a true story of a little boy with a brave heart and passionate love for his village. Read on the story to find what the little hero of Holland did to save his fellow men. This story, children, what you are going to learn now, the little hero of Holland, it's a true story. The story is of about a little boy who is brave-hearted and his passionate love for his village. Now let us see how does this little boy save his village. Okay, let us go on with the lesson, children. Holland is a country where much of the land lies below sea level. Only great walls called dikes keep the North Sea from rushing in and flooding the land. Holland, children, it's a country where much of the land lies below the sea level, children. Where land where it is below the sea level, children, it's very it is very risk. Any moment the land might be flooded. It is really a very risky place, children. And only great walls called dikes keep the North Sea from rushing in and flooding the lands. But even then, how do people live over there below the sea level? How is people able to live now? They have constructed a wall called dikes. What do you mean by dikes, children? Dikes in the sense an embankment for controlling or holding back the water of the sea or a river. So these people, children, surrounded to the village, they have constructed dikes, and this is how it protects the village. And this dikes, children, it keeps the northern sea from rushing in the sense where the water doesn't enter inside the village. For centuries, the people of Holland have worked to keep the walls strong so that their country will be safe and dry. Centuries, years together, this is how people they live over there. And these people, children, these Holland people, they are much alert to check the wall very often. This dikes, children, they are very keen to check the walls very often, because if there is any hole in the wall, that will be troublesome to the country. And this is a wall that keeps their country safe and dry. Even the little children know the dikes must be watched every moment, and that a hole no longer than your finger can be a very dangerous thing. And every child, children, even the little children of the country, they know the importance of the dikes. And if there is little hole in the dikes also, what problem will this Holland people face? They are aware of it. A small hole, a hole of your finger size, even that small hole also will cause a great damage to the country. So elder ones and the younger ones, everyone are much alert about the wall. Many years ago, there lived in Holland a boy named Peter. Peter's father was one of the men who tended the gates in the dikes, called sluices. He opened and closed the sluices so that ships could pass out of Holland Canal into the Great Sea. Now, many years ago, children, in Holland there lived a boy named Peter. Peter's father, children, he works at the gate of the dikes called sluices. Now, what is a sluices, children? Sluices, in the sense, the sliding gate. There are so many gates, no, children, in this dikes. No, you have many gates, and among that one gate, Peter father he works at the gate. And what do you mean by sluices? The sliding gate. Now Peter's father work over there is he opens and closes the sluices so that ships could pass out of Holland Canal into the Great Sea. Okay, what work he does? Peter father he opens the gate when the ship is about to move from Holland to the Great Sea. No, he opens the gate and he allows the ship to move to the Great Sea. And when the ship enter the Holland, again he opens the gate and he allows the ship to enter Holland. So this is his gate. This is his work. Whose work is this? Peter's father work. His work is to allow the ship in and out of the gate. One afternoon in the early fall, when Peter was 8 years old, his mother called him from his play. "Come, Peter," she said. "I want you to go across the dike and take these cakes to your friend, the blind man. If you go quickly and do not stop to play, you will be home again before dark." One day, no, children, when Peter, it was Peter when he was 8 years old. One day his mother called him. Peter was playing outside. No, she called Peter and said, "See, Peter." She gave some cakes to him in the box and said, "Hand over this cake to your blind friend." Peter has one best friend. The friend, no name is given to the friend, children, but the friend is a blind man. And Peter mother, no, she baked the cake. She gave to Peter, asking him to hand over these cakes to Peter's friend. And she said him, "Peter, go hand over this cake and come back soon. Don't waste your time playing here and there. Before dark, do return home," she said. The little boy was glad to go on such an errand and started off with a light heart. He stayed with the poor blind man a little while to tell him about his walk along the dike and about the sun and the flowers and the ships far out of sea. Now, this little boy, no, children, the Peter, he was very happy. The moment mother said him to go to his friend's house, no, he was very happy. And he thought, okay, no. He started moving, no, with a happy heart, he started moving. He went over there. He stayed with his blind friend, no, his blind friend, his poor man, okay, his poor blind man. He stayed with him for some time. He was talking to his friend. What he was talking? Peter was talking about the dikes, about the sun, flower and ship. As he was coming on the way, what all the beautiful things he has seen, he keeps describing all such things to his friend. Who was describing whom? Peter was describing to his blind friend. Then he remembered his mother's wish that he should return before dark, and bidding his friend goodbye, he set out for home. Now, as he was talking to his friend, all of a sudden Peter remembered his mother's wish, asking him to return home before dark. So Peter, he bid goodbye to his friend. He said, "Okay, friend, bye. Let me meet you later on." Saying this, Peter, he left his friend's house. Children, see, this is Peter. Okay, see how happy he is going to his friend's house. Yes, children? Okay. As he walked beside the canal, he noticed how the rains had swollen the waters and how they beat against the side of the dike, and he thought of his father's gate. As Peter was walking through the canal, as he was walking beside the canal, see, beside the canal, as Peter was walking, he noticed how the rains have swollen the water. What do you mean by rains have swollen the water, children? The water, it's still raised. Okay, all the rain waters, it goes where? It mingles in the sea. So, where you have heavy rain, no, obviously the sea water also will be increased. Now, as Peter he sees the water, no, he keeps thinking about his father, how his father keeps working at the gate. I'm glad they are so strong, he said to himself. If they gave way, what would become of us? These pretty fields would be covered with water. Father always called them the angry waters. I suppose he thinks they are angry at him for keeping them out so long. Okay. Now, no, Peter, he also noticed how the water keeps beating to the sides of the wall. There's a wall built across the country, isn't it, children? So he just watches how the sea water keeps beating around the uh, walls. And no, he's happy to see that the walls are strong. As the sea water kept on beating the walls, no, he was happy to see, okay, the walls are strong. No, he was happy to himself. Then he thought, if this if the sea gave way, what would become to us? He keeps thinking, all of the sudden, if there is a crack in the wall or hole or something else happen, then what will be the condition of the country? He was thinking. Who was thinking here? Peter was thinking. Now, Peter always call, Peter, he kept thinking about his father, how his father used to work at the gate of the sea. And no, he remembers his father words. His father calls the sea water as angry waters. He says, my father, yes, absolutely, my father has named as angry water. To himself, he thinks all such things. As we walked along, he sometimes stopped to pick the pretty blue flowers that grew beside the road or to listen to the rabbits' soft treads as they rustled through the grass. But often he smiled. Now, Peter, no, as he keeps walking, no, children, he keeps picking up the blue flowers, no, that is beside the roads. He keep picking the blue flowers. He stops over there to see the squirrels, the beautiful sceneries of the village, everything. No, he stops over there. He admires the reality of the nature. No, he admires. And then no, he rushes through the grass, but often he smiles. So why he smiles? He smiles as he thought of his visit to the poor blind man who had so few pleasures and was always so glad to see him. Peter, as he was walking, he kept smiling. Why he kept smiling? In the sense, he was thinking the happy moment that he had with his friend. Just for a few minutes he was there with his friend, but he kept thinking his friend. He had very few pleasures he had. And even then, he was happy with those pleasures. He kept thinking about his friend, and he was just passing the way. Suddenly, he noticed that the sun was setting and that it was growing dark. Mother will be watching for me, he thought, and he began to run towards home. As he was walking leisurely, no children, he noticed the sun was it is growing dark. The sun was setting and it is growing dark. He just watched and he thought, no, my mother will be, she'll be watching for me. I must reach home early. Thinking that, he started running fast. Just then he heard a noise. It was a sound of trickling water. He stopped and looked down. There was a small hole in the dike through which a tiny stream was flowing. As he was walking, children, all of a sudden he heard some noise. It was a sound of trickling water. What do you mean by trickling, children? Trickling in the sense flowing in a small stream. Okay, the small stream of water, when it flows down, what sound you hear? You can imagine it, no, children, where when you open the tap in your bathroom with a little amount, when you open the tap, no, you could see a little water keeps flowing down, and that gives some tickling sound. And no, he stopped. Now Peter, he stopped. What is this noise? From where this noise is coming? Finally, he stopped to see. Then no, he saw there is a small hole in the dike, and through which a tiny stream was flowing out. Through that hole, no, a tiny stream was flowing out. Any child in the whole land is frightened at the thought of a leak in the dike. It is very dangerous, children. Any man or any child who sees there is a small hole in the dike also, no, they are much scared. Peter understood the danger at once. If the water ran through a little hole, it would soon make a large one, and the whole country would be flooded. In a moment he saw what he must do. Throwing away his flask, he climbed down the side of the dike and thrust his finger into the tiny hole. Okay, now the moment Peter saw water was flowing from the hole, he understood the danger. No, he thought if the water kept flowing through the little hole, it would soon grow. That little hole will grow. No, it will make a larger one, and obviously that will be danger to the country. The country will be flooded. No, Peter, he knew the danger, and in a very moment, what Peter he did, he dropped the flask. He had some flask in his hands, isn't it? He dropped the flask, and no, he climbed down the side of the dike, and he trusted his finger into it. What do you mean by trusted his finger, children? He kept his finger inside the hole. That's the meaning. The flowing of the water was stopped. Now the water, no, it stopped. It did not flow anymore. Oh, he said to himself, the angry waters must stay back now. I keep them back with my finger. Holland shall not be drowned while I am here. Now Peter, no, he just went the back of the dike, and no, he was surprised to see the hole. And no, he said, oh, he thought to himself, I should not. He thought I should not allow this water to come out, and as the water keeps flowing, no, the hole will become big. So I should I should keep my finger, I should close this hole. Thinking that, he just kept his finger inside the hole. And no, he thought Holland should not be drowned. Peter, no, he thought, while I am here, I should save my country. I should not allow my country to be drowned. Peter, no, he had that idea. He had that thought in him. This was very well at first, but soon it grew dark and cold. The little fellow shouted and screamed, come here, he called, but no one heard him. No one came to help him. See, children, I'll show you the picture. My children, see, you can see the picture over here. how Peter, no, he has kept his finger inside the hole. Okay, see, I have expanded the picture. Okay, it is clear now. Okay. Now, for some time, no, children, Peter was able to keep his finger inside the hole. He was able to tolerate it. But no, as the time was going on, no, it was getting dark and cold. Just imagine, children, near to river, how cold it will be. No, it was getting dark and as well as cold. The little fellow, no, he shouted and he screamed. He kept on shouting, "Will anyone help me? Please help me!" No, he started shouting, but none came over there. No one heard him, and no one came to his help. It grew still colder, and his arm ached and began to grow stiff and numb. Now, children, as the time keep passing on, uh, no, the Peter, he couldn't withstand with that. He couldn't place his finger for a long time. He couldn't keep his finger in the hole. You know what will happen, children, when you keep your hand in one position? No, you will feel arm ache. No, your hands will go numb. Numb in the sense senseless. Yeah. Okay, your hands will become senseless. Okay. Now Peter, no, he shouted again, "Will no one come? Mother, mother," he kept shouting, "Oh, will anyone help me? Please help me." No, he kept on shouting, but none came to help him. But his mother had looked anxiously along the dark road many times since sunset for her little boy, and now she had closed and locked the cottage door, thinking that Peter was spending the night with his blind friend and that she would scold him in the morning for staying away from home without permission. Peter tried to whistle, but okay. Now, Peter's mother, no, children, she was looking anxiously for Peter, on the road. Many times she was walking in and out of the house, searching Peter. Still, Peter has not come. No, she kept on waiting for him. But for a long time after her waiting, no, Peter did not reach home. And later on, no, she thought, okay, Peter might stay along with his blind friend and he might come tomorrow. Hope so, no, thinking that she locked the cottage, and also she thought, tomorrow let him come home. No, I'll scold him, I'll shout at him for staying in his friend's house without informing me. He has stayed in his friend's house, no, his blind friend's house. He has stayed over there. Let him come tomorrow morning. I'll see him. Okay, that's what she thought, because Peter mother, she doesn't know what has happened in reality. Okay, Peter, meanwhile, what Peter mother she did now, she locked the house and she went to bed. Okay, she locked her cottage. No, she locked her house door, and Peter mother, father, and his brothers, sister, all they went to bed. Peter tried to whistle, but his teeth chattered with the cold. He thought of his brother and sisters in their warm beds and of his dear father and mother. I must not let them be drowned. He thought, I must stay here until someone comes. I have to stay all night. Now, for a long time, Peter was sitting over there, because of cold, his teeth, started catering in the sense, where there is too much of cold, obviously you feel shivering, and you could imagine your teeth all, children, you cannot join your upper and lower jaw together, when it keep shivering, you could imagine, children. Okay. Now he thought of his brother Peter. He thought of his brother and his father, mother, all very, very nicely. My brother and sisters, all they might be sleeping in the warm beds, and I am here in this cold. He kept thinking about his family. And at the same time, no, he thought, I must not let my family drown. No, neither my family nor my country people, I should not let them drown in the sense, Peter, he knows, when he takes his finger out of the hole, no children, the hole will become big and the entire country will be flooded. He knew the danger. So Peter, thinking that, no, he thought, okay, whatever happens, I must stay here. Unless someone comes and help me, I must stay here. Inserting my finger in the hole, I must be here. No, Peter, he knew the danger, and he was there for a long time. He thought, until someone comes to help me, I must stay here. And also he was sure that he has to stay there for whole night, because no children, after dark, people might not see. See, many people, they'll not come out of the house after dark, and moreover they'll not be knowing, they'll not hear the sound of the Peter. Children, where you are near to river, no children, that water sound itself, it will be too much, that will be heard loudly, where people cannot listen to his shout. The moon and stars looked down on the child crouching on a stone on the side of the dike. His head was bent and his eyes were closed, but he was not asleep, for every now and then he rubbed the hand that was holding back the angry sea. And now, no, children, the moon and stars all look down, which means the author is trying to say the night has fallen. That's what he means to say. And Peter, no, children, he bent his head. He was sitting in a crouching. The child crouching on the stone in the sense, children, adopting a position where the knees are bent and the upper body is brought forward and down. Children, you kneel and sit, no, children, that is crouching position, okay. And his head was bent and his eyes were closed. Since his eyes were closed, it's not that he was sleeping, he was awake. Now and then, he was rubbing his hand, which was kept inside the hole. He has kept his finger inside the hole. His hand went numb, so he kept rubbing his hand. Okay, I'll stand it somehow, he thought. So he stayed there all night, keeping the sea out. No, Peter, he thought, I must somehow I must withstand with this whole night. I must withstand to save my country. No, I must withstand whole night until someone come and help me. I must be in the same position, thinking that Peter, he was there for a long time. See, he was there for a long time. Early the next morning, a man going to work thought he heard a groan as he walked along the top of the dike. Looking over the edge, he saw a child clinging to the side of the great wall. Now, next day morning, children, as people, they were walking, as they were going to work, people, they heard some groan. What do you mean by groan, children? Make a deep, inarticulate sound, conveying pain. Children, when you really have pain somewhere in your body, you keep groaning, isn't it? Without tolerating the pain, you keep groaning. Okay. Now, as the people, they heard the sound, they just looked to the dike. Over the edge of the dike, when they saw a child clinging to the side of the great wall. He was falling on the wall. He was sitting very close to the great wall. These people thought, why is this boy sitting here, this small boy, moreover, why is he groaning? What happened to him? Why is he sitting beside the wall? What's the matter? He called. Are you hurt? I'm keeping the water back, Peter yelled. Tell them to come quickly. Now, these two men, children, see, I'll show you in the picture, you will understand better. See, you could see two men over here, okay. See, Peter, he has no, insert his finger inside the hole, and two people next day morning, when these people as they were passing the way, they heard the groaning sound, that paining sound, crying sound, you can say, children. Some mild crying sound also, it's groaning sound. Now when these people no when they heard this groaning sound, people they went near to Peter, and they asked, what happened, boy, what happened, child? They started asking Peter. What's the matter? He called. Are you hurt? People, they asked him. Are you hurt? Now what this boy said? No, I am not hurt. I am keeping the water back. Peter yelled. Tell them to come quickly. What Peter said? I am not hurt. I am keeping the water back, in the sense, no, I have insert my finger inside the hole, not allowing the water to flow through the hole. That's the meaning of. Peter yielded. Tell them to come quickly. No, Peter, no, he said to them, call someone else to help. Ask the people to come quickly, he said. Okay. The alarm was spread. People came running with shawls, and the hole was soon mended. Now, the alarm was spread. The alarm was spread in the sense, the danger of the wall, no, the information was spread to everyone. Everyone they came to know, and people came running with the shawls. So, shawls in the sense, children, tools resembling a spade with a broad blade and typically uptuned side, used for moving earth, coal, snow, etc. Children, see, tools in the sense for building the walls, what all the tools needed, no, the shovels in the sense, tools, children, what all the tools are needed to mend the wall, no, people, they brought all the tools, and the hole was soon mended. Hole was soon mended in the sense, that small hole, no, children, what was there in the dike, it was mended. Mended in the sense, it was made all right. They carried Peter home to his parents, and before long the whole town knew how he had saved their lives that night. To this day, they have never forgotten the brave little hero of Holland. Now, after mending the walls, no, children, these people, they carried Peter home to his parents, and before long, no, the whole town knew how the little boy saved the entire country. People, they were so happy. They cherished him. They praised him for his bravery, and every person in the country knew how a little boy has saved the country. Even to this day, even to the present day, people of Holland, they knew how Peter has saved Holland from flooding. They have not forgotten this incident, children. To the present day, people have not forgotten the incident. That is how Peter has saved the country. They have not forgotten the incident. To the present day, they still remember and they praise him. Okay. Coming to the author, children, Mary Mapps Douglas, 1831 to 1905, was an American children author and editor, best known for her novel Hans Brinker. So Mary Mapps, no, children, she's an American children's author. She's author as well as editor also, children. She's best known for her fantastic novel. She has written a novel which made her much popular. The novel is Hans Brinker. She was the recognized leader in juvenile literature for almost a third of the 19th century. So, third of the 19th century, one third of that, the last third part of the 19th century, she was familiar at that time. Doggett conducted St. Nicholas for more than 30 years, and it became one of the most successful magazines for the children. So she has conducted a magazine, children, named St. Nicholas, and this magazine, it became successful for more than 30 years for children, especially for children this magazine was, and it was to the great success. She was able to persuade many of the great writers of the world to contribute for her children's magazine. She has also asked many great writers to contribute for a magazine. See, she has conducted a magazine, no, St. Nicholas magazine. In that magazine, she has asked many great writers to contribute their work for the sake of children in her magazine. Mark Twain, Louisa May Alcott, Robert Louis Stevenson, Tennyson, etc. So all these writers, children, these are the writers, they have contributed for her children's magazine. Okay. My children, I hope you would have understood the lesson. A very fine story, children. For sure, you might love the lesson. Even then, children, after going on with the explanation part, I do want you to revise. I do want you to read the lesson for your better understanding. Do read the lesson, children. For sure, you have to read the lesson so that you will understand better.